Morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning. Yes. I don't think they will join today. So we will start with our heart, cardiovascular system. Sit straight. Back straight. Lengthen your spine. Try to feel your breath. Feel the inhale and exhalation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's begin for the day with 3 rounds of Om chanting. Clear your throat if you want. Inhale completely and release Om. Inhale. Gently rub your palm. Keep that warmness on your eyes. Open up your eyes. Namaste, good morning. Yes. Heart. This is the only fellow, he is working 24/7. If he stops working, then you are no more.
Yes.
No matter we are living for our tummy, we are earning money for this stomach. Yes, we need food, we need shelter, so we earn money for the stomach. But the stomach is the fellow, he betrays us. he Sometimes he miss the digestive system and the whole system is disturbed. So he is not a good fellow. Tummy is not a good fellow. Heart is good fellow. Yes. Cardiovascular system. The function. He is a transporter. The transport. He transports the blood. He is the protector, the protection, and he is the regulation of the blood circulation. So the cardiovascular system is a transport system of the body and is made up of three main parts: the blood vessels, the blood, and the heart. What are those blood vessels? Those are arteries, veins, and capillaries. What are the types of blood? We have plasma, we have RBC, red blood corpuscles or red blood cells, WBCs, white blood corpuscles or cells, and platelets. The heart. Heart is made up of cardiac muscles and it is under involuntary control. So we cannot control. So he's doing his job 24/7. So he is involuntary under control. It contracts and pumps the blood around the body and send it to the lungs. It has 4 main chambers. The heart are divided into right and left. So right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. So if you see the picture just below on the page 150, you will see those 4 chambers: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Now these atriums are the receiving chambers. They receive the blood. Atriums are the receiving chambers, whereas ventricles are the discharging chambers. Now, since the heart contains cardiac muscles, this will allow you to pump the blood. The ventricles have the thickest muscular walls as they are the discharging chamber. So they send it away from the heart. So ventricles are thicker than that of atriums. The right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood. So right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood. So the blood which is impure is received. So the right side will receive the deoxygenated blood. It pumps into the lungs. What is happening in the lungs? Here the carbon dioxide diffuses out of the blood and oxygen diffuses into the blood at the capillaries from the alveoli. The blood vessels carries the oxygenated blood back to the heart. The left side of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. So the right side takes in the deoxygenated blood and the left side pumps out. So if this is my right side, it will take the deoxygenated blood, the impure blood, into the heart, and the left side will pop out. So the left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. I'll repeat once again. There are four main chambers. Right atrium, you can say RA. Right ventricle, RV. Left atrium, LA. Left ventricle, LV. Atriums, they are the receiving chambers. They receive. Ventricles are the discharging chambers. Atriums are the receiving. They receive the impure blood. Ventricles, they discharge the pure blood. Heart contains the cardiac muscles. It allows to pump the blood. The ventricles, who are the discharging chamber, they are the thickest muscular walls, as they are the discharging chamber. Send it away from the heart. The right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood from the body. It pumps it into the lungs. Carbon dioxide diffuses out of the blood. So the blood in which carbon dioxide is there is diffused here, and oxygen diffuses into the blood. So there is a give and take relation of carbon dioxide and oxygen at the capillaries from the alveoli. The blood vessels carry oxygenated blood. Now the blood vessels carry oxygenated blood. What are those blood vessels? Platelets, plasma, RBC and WBC. The left side of the pump, the left side of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. Now there are four main blood vessels that feed into the heart. The first one is vena cava. Those are the scientific names. Most of the students, they do not use the scientific names because when we are into practice, most of them, they do not use the scientific name because the students coming to you may not be from the science background. So yes, so no need to use the scientific names. You can just give the general names of your body parts. Vena cava. Vena cava carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. Vena cava carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. Atriums are the receivers. Okay, atriums are the receiving chambers. Vena cava carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium of the heart. All veins feed into this from the body, not the lung. Now pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle of the heart to the lungs. Pulmonary arteries carries deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium of the heart. Pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium of the heart. Aorta carries oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the body and not to the lungs. All arteries stem from the aorta in the body and not in the lungs. See the picture. Picture will make you more clear. I will repeat again. Oxygenated and deoxygenated. Vena cava. See the vena cava. Blue in color. So blue is deoxygenated. Red is oxygenated. The diagram on the page number 150, the color difference is given because oxygenated and deoxygenated. The blue represents the deoxygenated blood and the red one is oxygenated blood. Okay, so I'll repeat once again. Vena cava carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium of the heart. Vena cava. If you see the vena cava, carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium of the heart, right side of the atrium. Okay, right atrium. See if you the right atrium. See 11 number in the diagram. That is the right atrium. Atriums are the receiving chamber. They receive deoxygenated blood. So vena cava supports deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. Vena cava carries deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. All veins feed into this from the body, not the lungs. So there is no lungs here. Pulmonary artery. Now check the pulmonary artery. Carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the heart. Pulmonary arteries. See the pulmonary artery. Carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle of the heart to the lungs. Pulmonary vein. Now see the pulmonary vein. Red one, red color. Carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. It's going towards the left of the heart. Aorta. See the aorta at the base. Carries oxygenated blood, red color, from the left ventricle. See the left ventricle, number 5, to the body and not to the lungs. 5 number is not going to the lungs, but it is going to the body. All artery stem from the aorta is in the body, not the lungs. Okay, so there is a slight understanding. We have to understand the right left. It will confuse you. So I am repeating once again. Vena cava, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein and aorta. These are the flowing diagram, flowing chart. Those are the fellows who help you to flow the blood. So what is vena cava doing? What is his work? His work is to carry deoxygenated blood to the right atrium of the heart. Okay. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the heart. Right ventricle of the heart to the lungs. Pulmonary vein, oxygenated blood. And aorta, oxygenated blood from left ventricle to the body. So vena cava and pulmonary artery, they are working on deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein and aorta, they are working on oxygenated blood. Understand? Vena cava and pulmonary artery, they carry deoxygenated blood, whereas vein and aorta, they carry oxygenated blood. Vena cava and aorta, they are not connected with the lungs but to the body, whereas pulmonary artery, they are into lungs, to the lungs. Yes. Now if you see the diagram, pulmonary circulation loop, right heart to the lung, lungs to the left heart, stage 1 to 4. See the 1 number, 2 number, 3 and 4. Right heart to the lungs and lungs to the left heart. So the wiring is interconnected. The wiring of our heart is zigzag like a X. Right heart to the lung, lung to the left heart. Right side of the heart is pumping. Systematic circulation loop is staged from 5 to 11. Here it is opposite. Left heart to the body and body to the right heart. See the interconnection. See the wiring of the heart. See the diagram. There are two intersecting points. If you see the number 2 and 6 and 11, see the intersections of the wirings. So pulmonary circulation loop is from stage 1 to 4. Right heart to lungs and from lungs to the left heart. And systematic circulation loop is from stage 5 to 11. Left heart to the body and body to the right heart. So the function is to carry, to transport, to regulate, to protect. Deoxygenated and oxygenated bloods are transported over here. So purification is done over here. And who are the fellows who are working in purification? Those are the blood vessels and your heart. Heart is made up of 4 chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Atriums, they are the receiving chambers. They receive deoxygenated blood. Ventricles, they are the discharging chamber. So ventricles are discharging oxygenated blood. So the heart contains cardiac muscles. This allows you to pump the blood. Yes. Here carbon dioxide diffuses out of the body, out of the blood, and oxygen is diffused into the blood with the help of capillaries. Capillaries are your blood vessels from the alveoli. The blood vessels carry oxygenated blood back to the heart. So the left side of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. 4 main blood vessels: vena cava, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, and aorta. Vena cava and pulmonary arteries, they carry deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein and aorta carries oxygenated blood. Now, how yoga is going to help you to maintain your heart, to pump it regularly? Again, as we discussed day before yesterday, asana, pranayama, everything is going to help you to improvise your heart. Now let's try to understand what are those asanas which will help your heart to maintain the cardiovascular system. Inversions, upside down, shoulder stand, head stand, hand stand. Inversions will help you to strengthen your cardiac muscles. They drain blood from the veins. So when you are upside down, it will strengthen your cardiac muscles and they will drain the blood from the veins. Twist, compresses. The twist will compress your blood vessels. So Example, this is the blood vessels, and if you twist them, if you squeeze them, so the blood will flow. Then the fresh supply of blood rushes to detoxify the tissues in the body of the body. Back bending, chest openers, back bending, cobra, chakrasan, wheel pose, bow pose, chest openers. They will open up your heart to give you the more space. So respiratory system and cardiovascular systems are directly linked together. So pranayama techniques can help you to soothe up your cardiovascular system. Pranayama is the major part to keep your cardiovascular system active. Dynamic styles like dancing, jogging, swimming, rigorous exercises, Ashtanga, dynamic vinyasa will help you to tone up your heart muscles. Whereas restorative style will help you to restore and regulate the system. So restorative style is like Yoga Nidra, Shavasana, Crocodile. Those soothing asanas will soothe up and restore the cardiovascular system. Surya Namaskara will also help you to tone up your heart muscles. Anahata chakra is just situated in the heart center. Yoga Nidra will help you to restore the cardiovascular system. If the students have heart disease or a pacemaker or a high blood pressure or low blood pressure, certain asanas and pranayama techniques should be avoided. They should consult the doctor before jumping into the asana practice. Yes. So asana and pranayama. Cardiovascular system. Once again, go through the point. There are 4 types of blood: platelets, RBC, WBC and plasma. Vessels, blood vessels, those are arteries, veins and capillaries. Heart, there are 4 chambers: atrium and ventricles. Right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricles. Out of which atriums are the receiving chamber. Atriums will receive, ventricles will discharge. Heart is made up of cardiac muscles so that they can pump the blood. Ventricles are the thickest muscular wall because they are the discharging, they have to push the oxygenated blood. Right side of the heart receive deoxygenated blood, whereas left side pumps out oxygenated blood. So right will take in impure blood, left will push out the pure blood. Yes? Any confusion?
I confused the yoga nidra.
Yoga Nidra.
I'm confused about yoga nidra.
Yoga Nidra will restore you. They will, Yoga Nidra, we have done the Yoga Nidra practice, right?
I confused it. Need to recall back.
Yes. So what is happening in the Yoga Nidra? Your body is resting, your mind is conscious. You remember the 3 stages? In first stage, the students will go to sleep because the body is tired. The second one is psychic sleep. To sleep or not
sleep, less sleep.
to sleep or not to sleep. And the third stage is sleepless sleep, where your body is completely resting, but your mind is into the 3 different stages: conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Okay, so the mind,
I remember.
yes, so mind is reaching the 3 stages. Now, what is happening to the heart when you are doing yoga nidra? You are restoring your heart. So you are calming down your heart because he is working 24/7. So we have to give him some rest. So you are resting him. So you must have seen most of the athletics, they die because of heart attack. Most of the bodybuilders, they die because of heart attack. The reason is they are giving work overtime to this fellow. So if he is doing overtime, he will do overtime for 2 to 10 years, but after that he will get tired and he will stop working. So rigorous jogging, rigorous gym workout, any rigorous exercise the pumping will start fast. The oxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood, they will start pumping faster. Atriums are the receiving. So atrium have workload to receive deoxygenated blood. Ventricles are discharging. So they have extra workload. So if they are working for 100 points and if you are giving them to for example, if they are working for 1 hour, they are purifying 1 liter of blood. In 1 hour, example I'm saying, if in 1 hour they are pumping 1 liter of deoxygenated blood and they are purifying 1 liter oxygenated. So deoxygenated is 1 liter, so they have a workload of 1 liter in 1 hour. But you do rigorous exercise, more deoxygenated is coming. So there is more workload. Salary is only $100. Okay, salary for 1 hour is $100. But now they are doing 200 deoxygenated blood. Okay, so I'm just trying to give a simple example. Okay, now we work for 8 hours. Okay, I'm working for 8 hours. My salary is $80. Okay, my salary is $80. Okay, so 1 hour $10. Okay, now in 1 hour I have to pump 1 liter. In 1 hour I have to pump 1 liter. In 8 hours I will pump 8 liters. But my boss gives me 10 liter deoxygenated blood and he is asking me to do it in 8 hours. So I have to work fast. Yes, so when I'm working fast, I'm working. I work for 1 year, I work for 2 years, I work for 3 years. There is no rest to me. So what I'll do? The day will come, I will quit the job. The same way is for the heart as well. Okay, so if we are asking him to pump the blood every day, same work we have given, so he is habitual of working for 10 liters and so on. So if you go extra deoxygenated blood, he's also working fellow, so he has to be very regular. So that is why many athletics, they die at very early age because of the heart attack, because they are giving extra workload to the heart. Yes. Let's move on to the next system, endocrine system. We are trying to understand very basic knowledge of anatomy. We are not going into deep. Yes, you must have understood from the last two classes, last two systems. These are very basic knowledge which we are sharing. If you are from science background, you will have a deeper knowledge. If you want, I can share you the manual, the book of a human anatomy. I can share you that book. Okay. Today I will send you the actual science book, which will contain the digestive system. It's a huge, but you have to just go through once, and then you have to correlate with the yoga practice. Okay, I will send you the manual today. This is just for the understanding, and then you it will be more easy to understand your students digestive system. It will be more easy to understand you the respiratory system, how they are breathing, and how you can help them with the yoga practice, with the physical practice. Okay. This manual is used by MBBS student, so I will send you that book. Yes. The next one is endocrine system. What is the function of endocrine system? Now I'm on page number 152. Now on page number 152. The second system. Communication system of the body using chemical messenger function. Now, who are those chemical messengers? Those are nothing but the hormones and the bloodstream. Works with the nervous system to regulate the internal environment of our body. It will produce the hormones, release hormones in the bloodstreams, regulates the organs and the system of the body, maintains homeostasis. Hormones are slow acting messengers. They are the messengers. They send messengers to your brain cells. So hormones, the glands, they will send you the messengers. They are the messengers, chemical messengers. Okay. Now hormones, homeostasis. There are levels within the body. They have to be controlled within very specific limit to keep us alive. Any deviation from these levels could be fatal. So any disturbance in the hormones, everything is fatal. The mechanism of regulating these levels and systems is called homeostasis. So there should be regulation, and the mechanism of regulating those hormones and those system is called homeostasis, which includes water level, carbon dioxide level, salt level, sugar level, waste level, and body temperature. So any fetal, if your sugar level is not maintained, you will face fatal, that is diabetic. Yes, if your salt level is not maintained, again kidney failure, stone problem. Yes, if the temperature of your body is not maintained, again fatal. If there is more carbon dioxide in the body, again disturbed, body is disturbed. Water level is decreased, dehydrated, again fatal. So these all those levels, water level, carbon dioxide level, salt level, sugar level, waste level. If you're not going for a poop for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, again it is a fatal to your body. So this maintenance is done by endocrine glands. Hormones. Hormones are the main messenger. Those are the communicators. They communicate to your brain. I have to go for a poop. I have to go for a loop. I have to go for a pee. So they are sending the message. So they are, who are sending? Hormones are sending. These are the chemical messengers. Hormones are the chemical messengers. Okay. Now if you see the picture, you have pituitary gland, hypothalamus, pineal gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal, pancreas, testes and ovaries. These are the glands who are helping you to send the messages. Hormones of the endocrine glands, emotions, behavior, mental health, all are interrelated. The hypothalamus is the emotional control center. Hypothalamus. See into the picture, you will see in the brain there is a hypothalamus. Those are the emotional control center. The regular practice of asana, pranayama, mudras, bandhas can influence the endocrine system. All those glands, they can influence all those glands by bringing balance and harmony to the energetic and physical body, mind and spirit. So with the help of the asanas practice, you are giving some motion to your bodies. Now since I am talking only about yoga because we are into yoga practice, but yes, if you are doing any dance, gymnastics, any physical activity can influence the endocrine system to bring the balance and harmony within our body. Yes, so that is why we ask everyone to be active, to be more sporty, to be more energetic. Yes, our response to stressful situations can be reduced by using the tools gained in the yoga practice, such as a breathing technique, body awareness, breath awareness. This can help you out to balance the system. Now anxiety, how you are going to remove the anxiety? By relaxation and meditation. Yes, so it will overstimulate the endocrine system. Practice such as yoga nidra, again to maintain the endocrine system. Yoga nidra is very good form of practice. Withdrawal of senses is also a good way of practice. What are those 5 senses? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Touch. can reduce withdrawal of pratyahara means senses, can reduce our response to the external world and allow the hypothalamus to restore as it has less signals being sent to it. So if we keep on sending signals, I want pizza burger, I want a good girl, I want a good car, I want a good house. So I'm sending a signal to my hypothalamus. I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, I need that. So what I'm doing, I'm gonna withdraw those. I don't want pizza, I don't want bicycle, I don't want motorcycle, I don't want car, I don't want iPhone. So I'm not sending any messages to my brain. So the workload of hypothalamus is reduced. So I'm not giving pressure to my hypothalamus. So my hormones are maintained. So there is less workload to my hypothalamus. And how I can control those emotions? With meditation, with relaxation, withdrawing the senses, yoga nidra practice, asana practice. This will help me to maintain the endocrine system. Yes? If you see the chakras and endocrine complex, if you see the image, the chakras are located in the pranic body. They are not physically present. They are astral body, pranic body. They correspond to the endocrine glands in the physical body. Activating the chakra can help to regulate and stimulate the endocrine glands that lie underneath. So why we are going to activate the chakra? To help to regulate and stimulate the endocrine glands which are just underneath, under the chakras. Yes, that is why we maintain with the help of chakra activation, we can maintain our endocrine system. Yes. So these are this is about endocrine system. We try to understand the cardiovascular system and the endocrine system. Shall I go with one more system, the nervous system? Good. So that in the next class we will talk about the bones and the muscles, the first part of the human anatomy. I jumped directly to the second part because the second part is more simple and easy and very small topic. Digestive system, respiratory system, cardiovascular and endocrine, and the last one is nervous system. Now we will talk about the nerves, the nadis, the channels, function of the nervous system. Now I'm on page number 154. Function of the nervous system, the central processing unit of the body. So this is the main processing unit of the body. If this is disturbed, everything is disturbed. Yes, so to control and regulate bodily functions, so all those functions nervous system will control and regulate. It is a communication within the body. interprets information from outside universe, from the environment. So it is an interpreter from the outside, allows us to react internal or external and adjust accordingly. So our nervous system will allow you to react to the information whatever he has given to us. Okay, and adjust accordingly. Okay, and now I got a information. My brother bought a new car, bigger than my car. My brother bought a new car bigger than my car. So now the communication is sent to my nervous system. My nervous system will adjust accordingly. Okay, he has bought the car, and so the communication so the nervous system will allow you to react to the information from the outer world, from the environment, and it will allow you to adjust accordingly. So the survival is dependent on the healthy and functioning of the nervous system. So our nervous system should be healthy so that we can be into a regular stage, dependent stage. Survival is dependent on a healthy and functioning of the nervous system. Now what is the structure? Structure is divided again into types, CNS and PNS. CNS is central nervous system. PNS is peripheral nervous system. There are two diagrams on page number 154. The first one is CNS, central. And the second one is peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is your brain and spinal cord. Afferent neurons towards the brain and efferent neurons towards the body. So CNS contains brain and a spinal cord. Afferent, AFF, towards the brain, it sends information towards the brain. Afferent neurons will send information towards the brain. Efferents will send information towards the body. Neurons are nadis, the cells, the wiring. In simple word, I will say wiring. Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nerves, sensory organs. Again, afferent neurons towards the brain and efferent neurons towards the body. The brain receives information from the sensory neurons of the peripheral system, PNS. So the brain receives information from the sensory neurons of the PNS. The information travels up with the help of spinal cord to the brain from the PNS. The brain processes this information using interneurons. It evaluates what is important and they filter out the information that is not required, that is doesn't think needs to a response. So I got the information that my brother has a big car. So what here my PNS is doing, it is evaluating what is important and filters the information that it does not think to be responding. So I don't respond. I'm not getting angry. I'm not getting jealous. So this in PNS will help you to evaluate what is important and filter. Okay, he has bought. Okay, so he sends information to your brain. Okay, just that sending okay to the brain is filtering the information. Okay, then sends information down to the spinal cord, effector neurons to the PNS. Yes, so this is the PNS. Autonomic nervous system. What is autonomic nervous system? Autonomic nervous system is involuntary control. Okay, autonomic nervous system, ANS. First we try to understand CNS, central nervous system, then PNS, now ANS, autonomic nervous system. What is autonomic nervous system doing in our body is, it is involuntary control. Now what is involuntary control in our body? Involuntary control regulates the process of digestion, respiration and blood pressure. Does this without our conscious control. Okay, this saves the brain time. Now here the brain workload is reduced by autonomic nervous system. This saves the brain time as it is not constantly having to process this complex bodily functions. Okay, now involuntary, it will regulate your digestion. Digestion is happening automatically without the involvement of the brain. Respiration, we are breathing continuously without using our brain. Yes, blood pressure is, there is no connection for the brain. So this, what is happening, this will save the time of the brain. So brain is already thinking 24/7. So we are not giving extra workload to the brain. So who is not giving extra workload? ANS, autonomic nervous system. Our autonomic nervous system reduces the workload of the brain. Like sympathetic, fight and flight mode, parasympathetic, rest and digest. Yes, so these are the functions where we are not using our brain, so there is no pressure on the brain system. Yes, autonomic. Now next is somatic nervous system, SNS. Now SNS, what is doing? Exactly opposite of ANS. Somatic nervous system, voluntary control. The nerves that connect the brain and the spinal cord with muscles and sensory receptors in the skin under conscious control. Nerve flexes. Each vertebrae has a main nerve branching from the spinal cord. These branches into the peripheral nerves. Damage to your vertebrae or compression in the nerve can impact other part of body that are branched from the main nerve. Yes. Understood the four systems: CNS, PNS, ANS, SNS. I use abbreviation because I can remember with the abbreviation. Like Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So I used to write Yama for Y, Niyama for N, so Y, N, A, P, P. Do you remember I used the abbreviation? So here also I used the abbreviation. CNS is central nervous system, PNS is peripheral nervous system, ANS is Autonomic Nervous System and SNS is Somatic Nervous System. Autonomic is involuntary. Autonomic means automatic. Autonomic. There is no requirement of brain. How yoga is going to help now your nervous system? All the asanas will work to stimulate and focus on your nervous system. All the nerves of the body are stimulated and therefore the brain is stimulated during the asana practice. Yes, dynamic practice will invigorate the nervous system. Restorative practice will soothe, will give relaxation to your nervous system. Back bending will activate your nervous system, will stimulate your nervous system. Twisting will help you to activate the blood supply. Forward bending, hip openers. So our hip lines carry most of the emotions. So to release stored emotions, tensions, so that our nervous system can get soothed. Pranayama techniques will help you to balance the flow of prana throughout the chakras and nadis. Right side and the left side of the brain hemisphere nervous system can maintain with the pranayama. Pingala is sympathetic, Ida is parasympathetic. Pingala is heat, sun, stimulating. Ida is cooling, calming down. So we can help to bring balance to the autonomic nervous system by using pranayama techniques. Yes. Any doubt as of now? I tried to make it very simple because we are just into 200 hours. When you go for 300 hours, it will be more elaborated. So what I'll do is I will send you the main entire system which is we use in 300 hours, and the MBBS, the doctor students, they go through that system. Yes, we tried to understand 4 systems today. We tried to understand cardio, endocrine, nervous system, so cardiovascular system, endocrine system, nervous system. We tried to understand 3 systems today. Yesterday we tried to understand 2 systems. So altogether 5 systems. Just whenever you have time, just go through all those 5 systems, and then in next class we will try to understand the last portion of the syllabus is the bones, types of bones, types of muscles, types of joints. What are the bones? What are the types of bones? Types of joints. Why we are doing loosening exercise? So we will understand why we are doing loosening exercise, to understand our bones, to understand our joints. So in next class we will try to do the skeletal system. We have done digestive system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, nervous system. 5 systems we have done. Yes. Yoga therapy. I'm on page number 157. There are very common diseases which are there in the first side, and those diseases can be controlled. I will not say completely cured, because we are not doctors. Okay, we are the yoga practitioners, but we can bring it in control. If you have a diabetic student whose sugar level is shooting up to 300, 400, we can bring him under control. We cannot cure him completely. We are not doctors. We are not God. Okay. It will depend upon our student as well. How much he is sincere, how much he is into practice, how genuinely he is practicing the yoga practice. So if a diabetic student comes to you and he tells you, teacher, I want to reduce my sugar level, you will give the asanas, you will give him the list of asanas, but it will depend upon the student how much he is genuinely practicing the asanas to reduce the sugar level. If a fat student comes to you and he says, teacher, I want to I want to lose my weight, so you will give him the bucket of the asanas. Now it will depend upon him how he is gonna lose the weight. You will ask him to do the 20 rounds of sun salutation, 30 rounds of sun salutations every day, but if he is not doing, then we will be, at some point we will be helpless. So it will be both, vice versa. So we can give the list of asanas and the practice. He has to do that regularly to reduce. I will not say completely the disease will be vanished. Yes, there are certain results, there are certain researchers where the disease is completely gone with the help of, only with the help of yoga practice, without any medication, without any surgeries. Yes, yoga has the results, and the research papers have proved that yoga is helping a lot. That is why many people are now turning into yoga practice. So some of the examples of those diseases, if I say hypertension, student will come to you for a hypertension. So what you can give him is more about pranayama. I am with hypertension, teacher, I have lot of tension, I have my daughter's education, I have to complete my home loan, I have to take care of my wife, I have to take care of my father, I have very hypertension. So how you're going to remove those thoughts from his mind? By pranayama, by shavasana. So we have to think, we have to apply the logic. Burning excess fat. I want to burn my excess fat. How I'm gonna burn my excess fat? So we have to think, what should I give him? If he's not good with yoga practice, I will ask him to do the cycling. Go for cycling, go for jogging, if he's not into yoga practice. But he comes to the yoga practice, what I will give him is Kapalbhati. What is Kapalbhati doing? He's activating the digestive system, the fire. The fire will soak the fat. The fire will reduce the fat level. Halasana, Chakrasana, twisting poses, forward bending will reduce the belly fat. So we have to think, if a student comes to you with certain disease, I have to think, what should I give him that he will reduce his sugar. As soon as the student says the disease, you will be able to picturize him, what should I give him so that he can reduce that ailment, the disease. Indigestion, diarrhea, Kapalbhati, thunderbolt, rabbit pose. Diabetes, how I'm gonna reduce the diabetes? Bhastrika, bellow breathing, lotus pose, halasana, chakrasana. See, all the diabetes, everywhere the stomach is included. The stomach and twisting. So abdomen. Asthma, pranayama, alternate breathing, fish pose, plow pose, menstrual cramps. I have a disorder or cramps. What should I do? When I'm on moon day, there is a lot of pain. When I'm on moon day, I have very serious pain. I cannot control my pain. So what should I give to those students? Easy poses, child pose, Brahmari, alternate breathing. Yes. So these are the some diseases which are there on the right side, and yogic practice on the left side, on the other side. You can just go through and just you can correlate why I am using Kapalbhati, why I am using a lot of fish, why I am using fish pose on those diseases. Ask yourself why I am using. For example, if I have a headache, I am on page number 158. I have a headache. In headache, what should I give to my students? So Brahmari. Because I have a headache, so I have to activate those brain cells. Om chanting, Brahmari, Shavasana. See, all those asanas are there. There is a power cut again. Are you there? There's a power cut. 2 minutes. Yes. So 5 systems, just go through the 5 systems and let me know if you have any doubts. Okay. And please record this class as well, because my power cut is there. I don't know if I can save the recordings. Thank you. Yes,
Bye.
I will send you the notes in the group.
Okay, and the others note, you said we send, they have 3, is it?
I'm sorry, what
For
was
the
that?
3 notes you will send, right?
All
The
the
3
five,
notes.
all the 5 systems: digestive system,
Oh, 5.
respiratory system, nervous system, cardiovascular system, endocrine system.
How about others book? You say you will send others book also, the others note, the asana,
Yes, yes,
all the
yes,
asana notes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, I will say. I
Okay.
will say.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.